This is a Lectric XPeak. This is my dad. I'm Ryan from eBike Escape, and in this video, we're going to answer the question, can anyone assemble a Lectric XPeak? I've heard the CEO say it so many times.
We build bikes, not the customer.
Customer experience is paramount, and so we gotta make it tool-free assembly.
And my dad has agreed to be my second guinea pig. We'll see how he does. Next, let's see if my dad can figure out how to remove the battery. Is it okay if I ask how old you are? And Dad, do you prefer high step or step throughs? So first assembly, but also how long it takes. Let's start a timer right now. The only pre-work we did is we watched Lectric's video. That of course gives you a good idea of what you can expect, but I really want to see if my dad can handle this assembly. First up, cutting open the box. Two quick things before we let this drop down to reveal the XPeak. First off, is it okay if I ask how old you are?
I am 70, going to be 71 in a couple months.
And one quick favor, if you are considering purchasing a Lectric e-bike, why not support our content for free by using our link down in the description. Thank you so much for your support. All right, let's see it.
Whoa.
And there we go, eco-friendly packaging. Let's all get this unwrapped and we'll get started with the assembly. So we've got lots of cardboard ties instead of zip ties, which is nice to see. And this is a good time to remind you that Lectric does a way better video, way more thorough than this video is going to be. So be sure to check out the QR codes when you open your box. That will link you to the video that we watched before we unbox this, as well as Lectric's full manual, only available online.
Very easy to take this packaging off compared to ones that come with all the zip ties. It just unties. You'll notice that when I'm removing all of the packaging, I'm leaving all the safety tags on so we can look at those later.
We've got the first look at the Lectric XPeak frame. You'll notice that this is a high step and the current price is, guess?
I have no idea.
$13.99, and right now they have some awesome free accessories. Of course, you can check out updated pricing down in the description. But right now you get an extra battery for free. You also get a lock, you get the starter package, which comes with the fenders as well as the rear rack and the upgraded headlight. And Dad, do you prefer high step or step throughs?
Actually, I really prefer the step through bikes. I've ridden, quite honestly, a number of bikes of Ryan's. There's nothing wrong with the high steps or the mid steps, especially because I'm about 6 feet tall. I can get on very easily, but I do appreciate the lower ability to get on with the step through.
And that's going to be my recommendation as well. A step through just allows you to get on easier, and a bike that's easier to get on and ride is a bike that you're likely to ride more, and there's no real downside. Gone are the days of step through bikes being girls' bikes. Right, Dad?
Absolutely right.
All right, let's finish removing the packaging. Let's open these boxes towards the front here.
This box has the front fender.
Next, we have some replacement parts. We've got the pedals. Can't wait to show you how these go on. Can't wait for you to see as well. Yeah. The charger, we'll talk about that a little bit later. And yes, we got the free folding lock. Next, he'll grab the front tire. There's a couple steps where it's handy to have two people. One is the box. How heavy is this box?
Probably about 80 pounds must be, I'm guessing.
82 pounds, very heavy.
How about that?
And the second is attaching the front wheel. So I'm gonna give my dad a hand here, but I'm going to see if my dad can install the front tire because the whole idea is that almost anyone can do assembly. So what I'm going to do is pull the bike out. All right, Dad, do you remember what the first step is before you install that front wheel?
Well, we have to remove the through axle. The through axle should come right out.
This is a through axle, and it's what makes assembly easier than bikes with, say, quick releases. It is threaded in. That also makes it stronger, but it also ensures that your wheel is where it's supposed to be. It's kind of hard to mess up. Now I'm gonna have my dad install this, but I wanted to show off just how this works. So when you're tightening it on, you actually put the lever so it lines up with those notches. That allows you to turn it as you're screwing it on, and then he's going to tighten it, and then the front wheel will be secure. Here's your through axle. Good luck.
Thank you. Luck is very important.
Before we get the front wheel, what do we have to do?
We have to take off on the wheel itself, there's a protective cap on one side, which just slides right out. And then of course on the other side, by the disc rotor, all you do is pop these off. It's very, very easy.
All right, and next, this is trivia time.
Okay, when Ryan lifts it up, I have to remove the spacer, this orange spacer in here, so I can gently position the tire so that it will slide right in the brake section.
All right, so I'm going to hold the bike. You got your through axle ready?
Yes, I do.
So I'm going to lift up the frame here.
Just going to pull out this disc brake shim, proper terminology there. And I'm just going to get it underneath here. Okay, so I'm going to insert the through axle through. There we go. Right through. Oh, that fits very nice. And then I just get it so it's going through and make sure the notch is right, and sure enough, it just threads right in. Simple as can be. Okay, like that. And press it on.
So you either want the lever pointed completely up or parallel to the ground facing backwards. That's going to help prevent it from being unlatched while you're riding.
I'm going to pull this packaging out underneath, and then I can put the kickstand down, and there, it's balanced, it's sitting strong.
All right, and next step, these really cool pedals, which makes assembly so much easier.
And there's no threads. So what I saw was you just put it in, just turn it till it fits, click, and there it is. And don't ever forget that there's an R and a left on the pedals, R for the right and left, of course, for the left.
Let's show that again on the other side. All right, he's had some practice now. Let's see how he does.
Ha! Easy, much easier than having to spin it in and get a wrench and turn it all in. Works really nice.
And to make sure the pedal is installed properly, go ahead and give it a tug.
Yep, feels good.
So finally, we need a tool for the fender. Got a 4mm Allen that you'll need to have in order to install this. And actually, it's pretty easy, just 3 bolts. There's not a nut, which is nice, just makes it that much easier. So 3 points, 1, 2, and 1 on the other side of the fork. Front fender installed, rear one comes pre-installed, as well as the rear rack. That ate some time. We're at 38 minutes. Let's keep going. Next, we're in the cockpit to install the front power cable, which comes disconnected as a precaution. Line up the arrows. Let's read off the safety tags. You can learn more about them by scanning the QR code. What's the first one?
Stem warning tag. We can go down to the front. This is the machine operation warning tag. Warning: must be 18 years of age or older to operate.
Think you fit in that criteria?
I was just gonna joke about that. I'm like at least 3+ times that, so I'm good there. And then I'm gonna leave the keys on yet. The keys are tied on as well. We'll just get the rest of the tags. Warning tag in the back is the seat post warning tag, and it tells you about what to do about having the seat post properly done.
The main thing about that seat post is not going past the minimum insertion point. You risk damage to your frame. And if you look at the seat post, the minimum insertion point is going to be right here with all these dashed lines marked into the metal. So you don't want to put it here. It has to go all the way down to here, but that is very high, so you'd have to be pretty tall anyway. All right, what do we have there?
Okay, here we have the front wheel warning tag to read.
Next, we have some slight adjustments in the cockpit. You can really dial this in to your liking depending on your hand position. You can adjust the brakes, you can adjust where the shifter is, but the main one that you'll want to adjust because it comes loose is going to be the electric display.
Of course, it's just operator preference as to when you're sitting, what looks best for you. And I think that actually just about there is going to be the best position. So I'm just going to grab an Allen wrench and tighten that up. You'll need a 3mm for this, which was different than what we used on the Fenders. Slides right in there and very, very easy to just tighten it up. And I'm going to get it fairly tight because I'm certain this is about where I would want it when I test ride the bike.
Don't over torque it though, because that will crack the plastic on the mount. All right, we're around 44 minutes. What do we have to do next?
Pump up the tires.
All right.
Get the tire pressure. Okay, so you check, all these bikes are different. So you check max inflation to 20 PSI. So what I'm gonna do is just hook the pump up, and we'll see how much air is in the tire.
We'll put them right to 20 PSI. And my recommendation, if you don't have a pump, pick up one of these electric portable pumps. It can charge your device while you're on the go, but it's also so much easier than putting in the effort to get air in your tire. And this one just threads on. We'll put a link to one down in the description. Lectric sells one as well. We'll set it to 20 PSI. Looks like it came at 17. Next, the rear tire. And in that replacement parts bag, you get 4 zip ties, you get a light extension cable. That's going to be if you put on the front rack. You also get the 2 Allen keys that you need, as well as some extra screws. And you also get this cap, which goes on top of the stem. We unboxed the folding lock, which is nice. Comes with keys, of course, as well as straps, depending on where you want to mount it, though you can mount it on the bottom of the frame right here. Now, most often with some of these included locks, it offers basic security, but it's security nonetheless. Now, there's a couple things I want to show you before we get ready to ride this. The first one, I want you to feel that front suspension. Why don't you give that a push and let me know what you think.
Oh, very nice. Yes, plenty of movement in the suspension.
One of the big differentiators is this RST Renegade fork. If you were to purchase this separately, it would be $400. That's how Lectric achieved the eMTB standard on this electric bike, though it's not really meant for single track, but good to know that the fork is better than most. It also has lockout and a preload adjustment on the left side. Next, let's see if my dad can figure out how to remove the battery. We got the keys.
Oh, yep, just turn to the left and it drops down, and then I know there's another catch to push right here, and just slides right out, no problem. Getting familiar with these.
All right, now your bike isn't going to turn on unless you wake up the battery. It does go to sleep, I believe, after 48 hours.
There it goes. Green.
And another cool thing about this battery is it fits perfectly in our flame resistant and waterproof battery bag. Now the battery is UL certified, but this offers some additional protection. Say you're on the go, you can throw it in your vehicle, gives you peace of mind. But even more, if you bought the XPeak and got a free battery, this has straps on it, so you could strap it to the back of your rack. You could have one in the bike, one on the rack, and you can have double the range. Check one out at shop.ebikeescape.com. Of course, we have some other high quality e-bike accessories as well, and your purchase helps support the channel. All right, let's put that battery back, and then I want to show you the motor.
Clicks nice and solid.
Let's power it on for the first time. Power button on the right. There we go. All right, let's lift this bike on its kickstand. Don't try this at home, but I want to show my dad the motor.
Very quiet motor, and of course I've ridden a bunch of bikes. This is a very smooth sounding motor, that's for sure, especially on a big fat tire.
One of the things that I noticed on this electric bike when I first tested out was their new stealth motor, and it is undoubtedly quieter than other powerful hub drive motors. All right, stop the timer. I think we came in under an hour, which is awesome, but you'll want to make sure that you do all the safety checks that Lectric recommends. My recommendation to you is if you're not comfortable checking torque specs, just go ahead and take it to your local bike shop. They should be able to make sure it's safe to ride and no problem, should just take them a few minutes. Next, we have to charge up the battery before I let my dad ride this. This is the charger. It's a 2 amp charger, which means from dead, it'll take 7 hours to charge up your battery. All right, Dad, 0 to 10, 10 being the hardest, what would you rate the assembly of the XPeak?
Oh my gosh, like a 1. It was very easy to put together. Remember, it's only my second one, and this one was set up quite a bit different, but I would say maybe a 1 or a 2.
All right, and can anyone assemble a Lectric XPeak?
Absolutely. As long as you're a little bit handy, you understand tools, Allen wrenches, basic things like that, you'll have no issues. And just have an extra person to help you get the wheel on.
We will reiterate our recommendation for the step through after watching my dad hop on. All right, take it for a spin.
See ya, I'll be gone a while.
Thanks to my dad for helping me with this video. Thanks to you for watching. Links down in the description to help support the channels. Thank you so much for your support. We'll see you in the next one.